Well, boys, we hit the jackpot this time.
Yo, Dave. What's happening, man? I'm good.
I'm good.
Thank you for joining us. I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm alive. I'm blessed. How are you?
Pretty good. You know, I'm quarantining, but I'm staying productive.
Yeah, I like that. You're always productive.
Gotta be. You know, I got a dream, so I'm always fighting for it. I love it.
Thank you for joining us in Director's Cut. Just before you joined, I was just saying, like, me growing up in the late 90s, the early 2000s, how American culture influenced the UK. Like, the major player in that was you, Dame Dash. As I was growing up, the amazing things that you achieved, the phenomenal things that you achieved, I knew it was possible as a black man that we could achieve things. Like, here in the UK, there wasn't many people doing the things that you was doing at that time. And for me, like, when I discovered you, yourself, P. Diddy, Master P, seeing black men like myself doing great things, I just knew it was possible. From the day I started listening to you guys' music, watching your films, I knew it was possible, and that set me on my journey to become a filmmaker. So for me, like, I just wanted to reach out to you and like, have a conversation, speak to you, get in the mind of Dame Dash, because you've done some crazy, phenomenal things, man. Like, you've touched the world. Like, you've touched so many people in the things you've done. Like, you're notorious for speaking out. You're notorious for fighting for culture, for fighting for black culture. And yeah, man, like, I just wanted to know where Dame Dash is at now in 2020, because you've achieved so much throughout your life. Like, you could just retire tomorrow, really, because you've done so much. Your legacy is so phenomenal. I don't think, obviously, there's more you can do. There's always more you can do, but you've peaked so high, so early. You're still young. Like, I just want to know, like, when did you decide you wanted to get into entertainment? From what age did you decide, like, yeah, this is what I want to do?
Well, you know, once I realized drug dealing wasn't sustainable, I wanted to do what I felt was the next easiest thing that didn't feel like work. So, to be honest, it was initially a money thing. But when I got there, you know, I became more of an artist and understood the fight of an artist. And that became my purpose, you know, to have a bigger dream meant to almost be free of what the traditional patterns were and how we're controlled. So when you get a dream done very fast, fairly young, it makes you have bigger dreams. It almost makes you feel like you're behind. So, like, you know, I appreciate everything you're saying, but, like, I haven't made my dreams come true yet. And my dream is to do all the things that I've done, but do it independently, but also in a bigger, more evolved way. Instead of having a label and a fashion company, I have a television network now. You know, I have a streaming service. I'm a director. I'm in a rock group. You know, the point of view is all me. Nothing about my past. That's the DNA. But all the work I'm selling is current. You understand what I'm saying? So my dream, you know, because I know how much money I could get having a Jay Z and a Kanye at the same time. It's not enough. I know how much money you get when you have a Jay Z, a Kanye, a Rockware, and a state property. It's not enough. It really isn't. And I know the kind of money I'm going to make with a television network, the creativity and the freedom and the power that brings. And that probably still won't be enough. But that's the next thing. You know, my ceiling is very high. And if you notice, all my ceilings have to be creative. You see those ceilings? Gotta have high ceilings. You know? I gotta have high ceilings. I got to. You know? And I always gotta have a nice view. Because that's my ceiling is the sky.
Yeah, definitely the sky. So you achieved so much in music. What made you want to get into film? What inspired you to, like, say you want to become a filmmaker? You want to become a film director? I want to get into everything.
I just feel like I can do everything better than everybody else is doing it. So I see a movie about my culture, I can do it better. I hear some music back then that was made by people my age. I felt like I could do it better. you know, I know I'm flyer than Ralph Lauren. I could do it better. You know, it's about changing the narrative. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm better than Martin Scorsese. He made Casino. I think I could do it better. No Corona. I'm just smoking.
So, you know, what was the full process when you made that? For me, like, Paid in Full is a cult classic around the world. Like, literally, that's like one of my best films ever. That is like one of the films that got me into filmmaking. When I watched Paid in Full, I was like, this is fucking serious. Like, I hadn't been to Harlem, you know, and I just felt like it spoke to me, it spoke to my area, it spoke to London, it spoke to the streets of the UK. And I just like, did you know when you was making Paid in Full, did you know it's going to like touch the world the way it did? Did you know it's going to be such a classic?
Absolutely. That's why I made it. You know, I only made it because it was based on an experience that I saw personally that affected me. And as of yet, no one else has been able to even come close to making a movie about that decade or that period of time because they weren't there. I was there. You know, I'm one of the people that was lucky enough to survive that jungle and then be able to be smart enough to know how to package it and put it out correctly and then fight for it. But it couldn't be wrong because the people I used in Paid in Full were there. You know, those were people that were in his crew. You know, it couldn't be whack. You understand? So, you know, I felt like I could have made it better, to be honest. I was a little disappointed.
Paid in Full is just like phenomenal. Like,
I didn't like the fact that I couldn't use the music I wanted to use. I didn't like the music.
Why wasn't you able to use the music you wanted to use?
Because they didn't want to clear the samples. It was like 200,000 in samples. So if you notice, we had to use like jazz and like some of that music, like the music when they was driving through the when he first got his car. That wasn't what I was. I wanted to use Doug. I had Dougie Fresh. You know, if you could see the original cut, I wish I could find the cut with the original music I had in it. That shit would have made it crazy. So what I did was, when I made the Paid in Full soundtrack, all the records that I would have put in the movie, that's what the Paid in Full soundtrack. The Dream Team, one side was new music, and the other side was old music that I wanted to put in the movie, but they were too cheap, so I put it out through my own record, you know, my own company.
Yeah, that's amazing. I remember the P.E. Crack video.
Yeah, I directed that.
Yeah, that video is iconic as well. Like, I remember you doing the dance moves in that video. I watched that video.
Oh, one for P.D. Crack?
Yeah, P.D. Crack.
Yeah.
That was like crazy. That was crazy.
It was the kind of thing at Rockefeller, like, if no one had time or they didn't have budgets open, I'd just do it myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, we had so many artists at Rockefeller, it was hard. Like, people would be on the bench. And I would never Nicola, make sure you get stories. And I would never let anybody sit on the bench and not be active. So I would do it myself if I felt like. I also directed Rock, and we got the Rock the Mic right. Yeah, what's that record called?
Yeah,
Rock
yeah.
Mic, right? I directed that video. I directed that video too.
To tell me something, Dane, what I noticed in like your blueprint with a lot of your movies, it had a lot of your artists who were signed to your record label in your movies. And I kind of followed that blueprint in a different way. Because my film, The Intent, that me and my partner Femi made and we directed and was a massive success here in the UK, I followed your blueprint of putting musicians in my movies more than actors. What was your full process behind that?
Elvis, Purple Rain, The Wiz.
Okay.
You know, any artist that you remember that made history, the biggest music artist is Elvis. And that's only because he was the biggest movie artist. And Prince had Purple Rain. And Diana Ross was in movies. And Michael Jackson, he was in movies.
Yeah.
So, logically speaking, the only way for me to get into the music business was the same way Elvis did it. That's why I started with Streets and Watching. That's what broke us.
Yeah.
It's just logical.
Yeah.
So like I said, who's the biggest stars? What did they do? They made movies. I make movies.
Yeah.
You know, I copied. I was inspired.
So, what was the obstacles you faced when you was making Paid in Full? Because I watched
using other people's money. You got to do what they say. So I had to shoot in Toronto. You know what I'm saying?
That was shot in Toronto.
Yeah, a lot of that shit. Not all of it, but yeah, a lot of that shit was shot in Toronto. I can't even go into Canada now behind that shit. I got sent home.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was trying to get my man Jay Black as a consultant, who was actually, you know, Rich Porter's one of his really good friends. You know, Rich taught him how to cook and all that. So I was bringing him as a consultant, but he had a felony, so they weren't letting him in. So I started arguing with him. I fired everybody at the airport, so they put something on my passport and sent me back.
Okay.
You know, I had fights on Paid in Full, like physical fist fights.
That's crazy. Cameron,
like I had to smack niggas and shit. It was crazy.
Cameron was like amazing. Like his acting performance in Paid in Full was like it could have deserved an Oscar. Was Cameron the only person that you knew you wanted for that role, or was there other candidates?
No, I wanted Tracy Morgan to play AZ.
Okay.
And who else? That was it. I had questioned Wood Harris because he was skinny, and he wasn't from Harlem, and Tracy Morgan was. So I wanted Tracy Morgan to play AZ.
Okay. So,
but that was the trade-off. Was they let me have Cam, and I didn't even like having to do all that. You know, even getting my reshoots, the whole thing. That's where that whole Harvey Weinstein thing started. Because that's why I started pressing them at Paid in Full, because they were trying to fuck with the movie. That movie almost didn't come out.
Wow.
Like I had to chase him down in Paris, and then chase him down in Cannes. And then we had to have a meeting with Russell Simmons. It was all type of shit to get that movie made. I was going to pay for the reshoots myself because the way they edited it was terrible. And, you know, if somebody else is doing it, you'd be like, $500,000 of my own money for the reshoot. And they weren't going to give it. And I was like, yo, I got to pay for it. Because, I couldn't make that movie whack. So I was like, if I got to pay for it, I'm taking the movie. And y'all better stop not taking my calls.
Yeah.
And shit like that. And then even when the movie came out, like Paid in Full was what made me become an independent filmmaker. And for me to say, I can't trust our stories with them. Because they're going to do, like the first script of Paid in Full, they had a white Jewish dude write it. And the shit was terrible. They had motherfuckers walking around in trench coats and all type of stupid shit. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Charles Stone had to write the director's cut. Trust me, man, I had to do a lot of fighting to get that movie right. That's the reason why it's only affiliated with me. Like this half the Rockefeller. They don't call it a Rockefeller movie. They say Dame made it. Because Dame made it. You know what I mean? I really made that movie.
Yeah. Do you know what? That film, I can see the blood, sweat, and tears in it. It reminds me of when me and my partner Femi made the Intent. Literally, when we made the Intent, we had to raise all the money ourselves. Like, we got street money all together. We went to every distributor in the UK, and every distributor told us it's not going to work. It's a black film. Black films don't sell. There's not a market for it. And I was heartbroken because we had all this money and we went to every major distributor knowing that in our hearts this film could work. And everybody turned us down. Everybody told us this film's not going to work. So me and my partner Femi was like, you know what, we need to put it out independent ourselves. So we had to go then back to the streets and raise more money to put this film out independent. I didn't know how to do this, but I come from a background of putting on parties, like raves, parties, so I felt like it was just the same thing.
So wait, you didn't go to school for this, right?
Not at all.
Right, and your first time you did a movie, your first time trying, you made it happen at a professional level, right?
100%.
So you should be happy that those lames didn't get to employ you or control you because they don't deserve to. This shit ain't that difficult.
Yeah.
It just takes discipline. It takes knowing and confidence. So the difference between you and somebody else is that happens to everybody, not even black or white. Everybody gets the door shut and then they quit. You know, the challenge is to kick that door down. You feel me? And not even kick it down, blow that shit up, machine gun that shit down, come through unapologetically and take shit over. Because if somebody don't let me in, I'm coming in and I'm sticking everybody up. That's how I look at it.
No, that's the attitude you have to have. Like, so would you say, are you against working with major studios? Would you work with a major studio now?
I don't work for them. They can work with me, just like I work with major record companies. They could distribute, they could license, we could be partners, but you don't get the lion's share. You're not the boss. You know, you shouldn't be putting up the bread unless you acquired something from me. But other than that, I'm the founder, so I gotta have the steering wheel, period.
100%.
But once somebody else puts up the bread, they got the steering wheel. I like having the steering wheel. Yeah. You know? I don't give a, if you got a nice car and you can't go where you want, what the fuck's the purpose of having the car?
No, 100%. 100%. So, like, do you feel that people are against Dame Dash because are you a threat to, like, is there such thing as Black Hollywood? We hear in the UK so much.
Yeah, I'm a threat.
Black Hollywood.
Yeah, I want everybody scared. They better be scared. Yeah, I'm a threat. I'm an outlaw, but for good, for love. Yeah, I'm a threat. For everybody bad, for everybody that's robbing niggas, for everybody that's lying, yeah, I'm a threat. And whoever girl I want to. That's how I see it. You know, that if you're not a good person, I have no respect for you. If you're taking advantage of other people, no respect for you. If you're all about self-preservation, no respect for you. You gotta go. You should be scared when I walk in the room. And I'm not gonna pretend I like you. I'm gonna let you know I don't. Yeah, they scared. Hell yeah, they better be scared. If they not scared, I'm not doing my job.
100%. But
my job is to be scary for certain people. But my job is to make people certain other people feel very comfortable. You know, my job is to make independents feel comfortable, not administrators. My job is to make administrators feel uncomfortable. My job is to make people that get abused feel comfortable. You know, people that get oppressed. My job is to give you self-awareness. If others been bullying you, watch what I do to them. That's what my job is.
So do you feel like
I don't let them do it
when you enter the room?
Pardon? Now I hear you.
So for somebody like me, who's I've made 3 films now, like independently. I worked with a record label on 1 movie, and the other 2 that I've done by myself. What would you say? So when I'm walking into many meetings, the thing is like,
stop walking into meetings. Just do it. Fuck those meetings. I don't take meetings no more. I just do it. I'm not asking nobody. I can't do it. There's too many ways to do it on your own right now. So I own my cameras, so I do it myself. Like, I can't complain if somebody don't give me nothing. That's not for them. I don't get, you know, it doesn't bother me if somebody says no. I'm not asking. It bothers me to ask. That's what bothers me. I can't even humble myself and sit in the lobby and go in somebody. They got to come see me. I got 6,000 square feet. So for you, you have to have this attitude. I just got to bet it all. And then put it out on Amazon and put that shit out on Vimeo. You see, the way the world is right now, content is the only thing that's pandemic proof. You don't need a theatrical. You never really did. A theatrical was only, and you know this, just so you could get more money for licensing later. It was just a promotion.
100%.
It costs too much money to put shit in theaters. And it's all about...
But remember, Dave, remember before culture used to look at your film, if you didn't get a theatrical release, they would look at your film like a DVD movie. Obviously, Netflix and Amazon have changed the way, and Dame Dash Studios have changed the way how people think. But a few years ago, if you didn't have a theatrical release, you seem like... That's why you got to think outside the box. Just because they don't know no better don't mean you don't. That's the thing.
That's why I started my own streaming service 10 years ago. No one understood it. And I was like, good. Now I don't even need, I can do it and take my time. That's what DD172 was, Poppington, King Dusko, all those galleries around the world with me aggregating content. So I had enough to do a streaming service on my own.
Yeah.
So distribution used to be guarded. You used to have to pay to be seen. You don't have to anymore. You could fucking make money off IG like we doing now.
100%.
There's a live television station going on right now. You in London, I'm in LA, and people are watching. What's the difference? The way people see it? Fuck the way people see it. People are they're not that smart. People are waiting to be told what to do. They're waiting for everyone else to do it to think it's cool. That's the game I don't play. That's the crowd I don't want to be in. I'm not doing it different, I'm doing it wrong.
Do you think you're misunderstood? Because I
don't care.
I understand everything.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not here to be understood. I'm here to be about that action. That's understood. Read the Forbes. What do those two people in hip-hop have in common? The two billionaires we talk about. What they got in common? Me. That's what they got in common. They went to my school. Graduates from my school end up on the cover of Forbes. That's all that matters.
Yeah, you're 100% a visionary. Do you think, is there anything in life that you feel like you regret? Like, if you could go back, would you change anything?
Yeah, I would have made sure Leah didn't go to that fucking, or get on that plane. That's it.
That's the only thing you would change.
Well, why would I change? Look what I did. What would I want to change? I'm way ahead of the game. Why would I change anything?
No,
I'm having a ball.
100%.
I'm Rockefeller, Kanye, Jay Z, Cameron, Beanie Siegel, Kevin Hart, Game Dad Studios, DD172. Would you want me to change anything? Your life would change if I changed anything. Would you want 100%. Me to change anything?
I don't need to change anything.
If I change anything about me, the whole world would be different. There would be none of these people I just named. Period. And I can wholeheartedly say that.
But see,
I ain't drag motherfuckers like you're gonna be great like
you played a major role in so many people's lives and changed so many people's lives. Are those people now where they're in certain positions in life? Are you able to reach back out to those people and do business with them now?
The ones that I respect.
The ones that you respect.
Like, to me, if you sold your friends out to get the bread, I'm not fucking with you.
Yeah.
If you compromise the principles that got us there, that's cheating. I don't respect it. I don't care what other people think. I'm not down for that.
Your vision is like light years ahead of everybody, because I was watching Paper Soldiers literally today and seeing a young Kevin Hart. Like, you gave him the lead role in the movie. Like, before I even knew, when I watched Paper Soldiers many years ago, I didn't even know who Kevin Hart was, like, in the UK. Like,
nobody knew who Kevin Hart was. I discovered it.
How do you spot, like, these amazing talents who's gone on to do amazing things later on?
He made me laugh. He made me laugh. That's how I spotted it. If he made me laugh, he's a good comedian. Get in the movie. Simple. It's not that easy to make me laugh. You know what I'm saying? But I still roast Kevin. He's not funnier than me. I roast Kevin. You ask him, he's mad at me to this day for cutting his ass. But, it is what it is. You know what I mean? If you could get in the ring with me on any level, then you're going to be great.
Wouldn't it be a perfect time, like, for you and Kevin to do something now? Like, obviously, you lot have had that relationship.
It's always been a perfect time. Kevin's built. Ask Kev. Yeah, he should come back and do Paper Soldiers. Go call him and ask him why he don't do that. You know why? I'm going to show you why. Because I caught him in Barney's wearing Uggs one day in tights, and I fucking roasted him and put it on Instagram, and he's butthurt over it. That's why. You know what I mean? But niggas use that as an excuse when they comedians. The comedians get sensitive. That's what Irv Gotti told me.
So I signed up to your Dame Dash Studios and I was just like blown away of the how you think, how you just don't care, you just go for things. Like obviously there's Netflix, there's Amazon, and when I first heard
that's my competition. That's my competition.
I didn't know what to expect when I'm going to go into Dame Dash Studios, but when I got onto Dame Dash Studios and saw the level of content and saw how much things that you have produced, directed, how much different things there was on there, from films, from shows, interviews, documentaries, health, about veganism and stuff like that, I was just like, Dame is not fucking about. But how do you manage to do all of this stuff by yourself, like literally with a small team? You're just like a beast. It's like you don't stop sleeping, you don't stop working. What is behind Dame Dash? Like, how do you do all these things?
Ideas, they have to happen, and because I always have skin in the game, meaning I put myself in a position where it has to work. I bet it all every time. I don't have no B plan. My A plan is win. It's all I can do, and I'm very arrogant about winning. Yeah. Like I'm like, I think I could take them alone. Like I look at my competition, these niggas is lambs. Like imagine how many offices you win. All of it. I can't take it. I don't like nerds and lames telling me what to do, pretending they tough, pretending they got bread. I can't take it. And the way they control us is through our brain. They make us think they're bosses when they're not. They make us think to be validated, they got to tell us. And that's all for control. So I don't care about what people think. That's the number one thing you have to do. Just make sure your work is good. Make sure you're being respectful. Make sure you love others before yourself, and not give a fuck what anybody thinks if that's what you're doing. The only time, quiet. The only you don't have to pop at all. That's all. Yeah.
But some people will say that your Dame Dash, you achieved amazing things. You earned X amount of money. For a new filmmaker who has no money but has talent, what do they do? What I know what I would do, but not everybody is built like you and me. Not everybody has that independent spirit and that fight.
Make a film right now and figure it out, get out the business. You gotta figure that shit out. You're a lazy thinker if you can't figure it out. You know, we gotta stop waiting for people to tell us what to do. We gotta go figure it out. If you have that question, Google it, and it will tell you. I'm broke, how do I make a movie? I bet you this shit will come up. But it seems obvious to me. I don't have the wherewithal. I don't have the wherewithal. I'm gonna just get an iPhone and shit until I get the wherewithal. You got distribution. that's all. These cameras are really good. Look at this shit. This shit does.
So beanies, let's do. Yeah. So Beanie Siegels, like you literally made him a star. Like he's State Property. He's crazy in that. State Property 2. Paper Soldiers. What's Beanie doing? I feel like a lot of times when people are not around the Dame Dash energy, the vibe, they fade out. There's only been a few that survived, like out of many.
You gotta marry a famous girl.
Like that who've got so much talent.
If you don't marry a famous girl, you're cooked, bro.
You're funny. So where's Beanie now? Do you still speak to Beanie Siegels and them guys?
Not really. I spoke to him once with Noriega like 5 years ago.
No, really?
Huh?
Yeah. I see Nori's doing well with drink champs and stuff.
Yeah, because I told him to go do that.
But my thing is, you told him to do that?
Yeah, ask him why he did it.
My thing is with you, Dave, that you never ever left anybody out. I've noticed, like, when I watch your films and I watch anything you've done, from the smallest person to the biggest person, you always were fighting and giving them a role. Like, did you always know, like, Kanye West was going to be what he was going to be today?
Yeah.
Kanye reminds me of you.
Everything that
when I see Kanye,
just look at my all you have to do is look at my interviews before they're big, when I'm introducing them, what I say they're going to be, and they become that.
Because I watched the Jim Jones documentary on your channel, and I felt when I finished watching it, I felt that everything you took Jim Jones through in that documentary, I feel like Kanye has done it now. Like going to Paris, getting into fashion, getting into art, doing all those things. I felt that Kanye.
I introduced him to all of those things, yes.
What you done?
I just take them with me. I open their eyes. The first thing I did was take Kanye to London. Kanye was hiding in the 4040 that day. And I had to go get him. I had a jet on the runway. He was like, I'm not going. I was like, bro, I'm coming to London. I have a jet on the runway. Don't do that. You shouldn't even play with me like that. And it changed. He became the #1 selling artist of Rockefeller or Def Jam's history in London.
Cool. So
really, I used to have a lot of fun in London, bro. I used to have a lot of fun in London.
Yeah.
London is flavor.
I remember when you was here, like I was young. When you came to London, I think you were staying in Chelsea. I remember you having this mad house. I saw it on MTV with a pool. I think you had SAS with you and you had many other guys. I was like, I need to meet Dame, man. I need to meet Dame. Them times I was producing and I watched you on MTV like popping tags. I think you was meeting Victoria Beckham. You was working on the Victoria Beckham album.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did all those things come about? Like, how did you end up working with somebody from the Spice Girls? Like, that's just crazy. And getting her to wear Rockaway.
Naomi Campbell had put me on to it. So she was doing Rockwear for me. And she was like, she knew I wanted to go into London and make some noise. And she was like, you know Victoria Beckham? And I was like, no. She was like, Spice Girls. I like the Spice Girls.
Yeah.
And, you know, because she wanted to get into America, she played me her album and it was garbage. And I was like, yo, let me make a record for you, man. You know, like on some kicking this shit. You know, things just happen because I'm just, you know, I hang out. I'm just, you know, I just be doing cool shit. So if we kick it and if I'm outside and I see somebody interested, then I just do something cool and it just snowballs into something else. But also I'm always curious for new experiences and meeting new people and seeing how people are living all over the world. You know, I want to know if anybody's cooler than me. I'm looking for it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, damn, is there another Dame Dash out here? I wish I could hang out with him. Where's he at? You know, if not, I'm just kicking it with girls, right? Because Dudes get on my nerves. I'm looking for like-minded people. If you look at Dame Dash Studios, you see me running around China. You see me running around Jamaica. Fucking making music, going to art galleries, and fucking getting high and laughing all over the world. And I don't know why anybody wouldn't do that.
But some people will say that you're fortunate that you can do that. Not everybody's in the position that Dame Dash is in.
You got to make it a position. Nobody gave it to me. I earned it. Nobody gave me nothing. This first generation money right here. I ain't got no fucking what you call that? I'm not a head. What do you call that? Them babies that have the funds. What's that called? I'm not a trust fund kid. Ain't nobody give me nothing. I ain't start off rich. You know.
Gang shit.
That's their problem. Why wouldn't they do it? I started. Everybody that's saying that, I started exactly where they at, without the internet. So I don't really want to hear that. And I'm 50. You know, I'm 49. I'm 49. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
tell me,
no one should have an excuse.
When you make your
Slow. What you said?
So tell me something, Dave. When you made your first, do you remember when you made your first million? How did you feel when you saw, you went to your bank and you saw there was £1 million in there? How did you feel when you made your first million as a black man in America?
I felt like I spent it that day. It was gone. It wasn't enough. And it felt like that's what $1 million can do. Not a fucking thing. That's what I said. I wasn't impressed with it. It wasn't enough to look at.
So when you saw your first million, can you remember the feeling, what you done, what you bought, where you went, like when you actually?
Honestly, I don't even remember. I don't remember my first million. I stopped counting in the 90s. I really can't remember my first million, bro. I was really young. You know, I was like, you know, a superhero kid. Like, you know, I was a millionaire in my 20s. You know what I mean? Like, I seen $1 million when I. The question is,
do you think
let me say this. Let me say this. The first time I saw $1 million, I was tired from counting it. That's what it was. It was annoying counting $1 million. I was like, I ain't counting $1 million again.
So if you could go back, would you spend your money different?
No. Why would I do anything different? I'm having too much fun.
Nothing at all.
Yo, bro, I told you, I'm having, why would I change it?
Let's open up the Let's open up the questions to some of the people online. Let's open up the questions to some of the people online, because there's so many. I'm going to open up some of the questions to some of the people online in the comments.
Right.
Let's see what they're saying. Has anyone got a question for Dame? There's so many people in there. 1 second. Let me see.
Hey, Nicolette, you got that link for Gabron?
Has anyone got a question?
Yeah.
Okay, you send it to Darren? I mean, to little Stevie.
I sent it to Stevie.
All right, perfect.
Dame, a question. Are you into real estate investments?
Hell yeah, that's the best shit. If I have expendable income, it all goes to real estate. Quick flips. Makes no sense not to. Quick flips. All day. That's the best thing to be a landlord, man. Own some bricks. Always, real estate is good.
Someone else asked, is Stacey Dash, so this is a question, is Stacey Dash really your cousin? And where is she?
She's definitely my cousin. She ain't in my pocket, I can tell you that.
Also,
look, you want to see something dope? You want to see something fly?
Would you ever think
Look. You see this right here?
Your internet's crazy, though. Yep. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see it. Who's that? Who's the artist? Wow. Oh, Aaliyah, yeah. Would you ever consider making a Aaliyah movie?
Yeah. Some point.
Your reception's really bad, Dave.
All right, let me see if over here.
Brain Film asks, how do you deal with people who don't understand your vision? Your Wi-Fi is going mad. Walk with asks, when are you planning to come to the UK? You're gonna come after the corona, yeah? So are you still dabbling into the fashion business? The fashion business? Are you still dabbling into that? Your Wi-Fi is crazy. Your Wi-Fi is going mad. Dave, do you know what?
It's better out here?
Switch off. Your Wi-Fi is going crazy.
I know. Is it better out here?